how many rounds can we get on our attacking side, get that morale back up, because we had a really rough time on map 1. And if that happens, Valorant going back into it, it's going to be so important for Heretics. And Monster had a couple of great plays also on map 1. If he can still live up to the name on map 2, I would not be surprised if Heretics feel more comfortable. But overall, I'm starting to lean towards Vitality, not gonna lie. Seeing Shalabi and how the entire crew with Brams has been playing, and Vac really has been a very impressive player so far in the Pat 2 series, I think they're gonna have a pretty good time and might be able to close it out 2-0.
Oh, well, very quickly, you as well, Jess. Who are you backing for this?
I got to back the guys on Vitality. They look completely refreshed, revitalized. And like I said before, I know it was big words for me to say that they might have taken that previous series as a scrim, but Vac said it very, very clearly to everyone. They've only played a few times with Shalabi. Now they've had one whole official series to look back on, make the changes both agent role-wise, and now they're refreshed. This is a brand new Vitality we're seeing, and I'm excited to see what they have to show here in this second map.
Well, Team Heretics, they need to step up now if they want to stay in contention for Masters Berlin. Pansy and Hypoc, let's see if they can turn things around.
Let's indeed see. It's certainly on the tip of my tongue is if they can actually continue the right way, Hypoc. How's your microphone?
I think we're clinging to life. I think it's the most important. I honestly, some days I really hate working with you, and others I just simply love every minute of it. I'm so lucky to have you.
Your mic's still good, apparently. So there you go, test done. We get to look at map 2. I'm actually in tears. Okay, ICEBOX coming up. Heretics, it's do or die. After that absolute spanking of map 1, you've got to kind of elevate such a almost inadequate word at this point. You got 2 rounds on map 1, right? Like.
I mean, elevate would kind of, I guess, you'd have to take down the assumption that there was something there to elevate from, right? And there wasn't anything in map. But I think let's call a spade, that there wasn't any positives to draw from that map 1 for her. Like I said, for me, it's leave it in the past. GG, go next. The worrying thing is, I mean, that 13-1 versus Wave on ICEBOX is looking pretty tasty right now in terms of coming into a map 2 if you're Vitality, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Brams as well ran away from that. Like it was 17-7 he ended up on in a 14-round game.
Ooh. Okay, and we get to see Shalabi on Sage, which should be a nice little addition. See what else he can do. Already a perfect start towards Monster, and I've got to say it, Heretics, you need the pistol. You really need the pistol under your belt. Shake it off. Well, as it stands, it's a 2v2. Now, back sight. Maybe Patitek the first challenge. Gorgeous shot again, Vac. That's nastiness.
34 HP.
Oh, Valorant, this isn't nice. I like Breeze might have him at this point. Now noted, gets it halfway. They're not even stopping. Zero respect shown, and why should they? They've not had any reason to respect them yet. An instant defuse comes in. Not for a second did they even consider anything other than that.
They're getting happy to just play rounds like that, right? The pressure piles onto Heretics here, and if Vitality want to, yes, if the pistol's anything to go by, Vitality want to just stack up and play numbers, play trades. I mean, hell, call it a scrim, call it a deathmatch lobby at this point. It relies on Heretics to kind of, like I said, you know, break the mold almost, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
Chico back in round 2 with Heretics. I'll pile the pressure back onto Vitality here and make a response.
Scanning ahead.
You can see how deep Vitality are sitting on this. A lot of attention towards middle, and that's not particularly the main storyline I'm considering here. It's the fact that most of the angles they're going to be left with will be pretty beneficial, but they have left B pretty open. They're maybe not expecting anyone to go walkabouts yet. Now they have to pay some mind towards it, but again, you want to keep this within a range that you want to be working with. Ooh, is this a big fold towards CT? I like that idea. A heavy aggressive lean down towards CT actually might give them a bit more of a chance. I think that's actually perfect. This is the best way to do it. I mean, you're, again, operating with less. You've got to make these kind of weird and fruity plays, and it's worked really, really well. It's given them a perfect shot back into this, and now the retake through middle is actually pretty difficult. They still have a rifle, though. Brams is your danger man here. And sticking the defuse would also be pretty dangerous, I guess. You could argue, oh god, are they stopping? Okay, they finally stopped. But by now it's kind of, yeah, it's not looking so good. And just a knife through the smoke if needed. Brams gets it anyway, but Vitality get this one under the belt. 3 alive, the rifle's still up, which is the imperative part. The round on the board, but I like the concept from Heretics there.
I do, yeah, but again, it's, I mean, you talk about Sage being one of those key stakeholders in ICEBOX in particular. You see there, the walls end up crossing. Gives them the opportunity to come through. Again, I've loved how ICEBOX has developed over time, right? We see these slight variations to set pieces and plant spots, and how ultimately it was kind of molded and shaped by this post-plant meta. And how we've now drifted away from the default Sage wall down tubes, right? Where actually the most important piece of utility in my eyes, alongside the Viper wall, is that Sage wall on ICEBOX. So good to see teams remain diligent in terms of its usage. That there's another perfect example of it. This round, Vitality, 2 Sheriffs. Marshall, the 1 rifle actually on the hand of Brams. Expect him to maybe play anchor, so to say. Sender actually swinging out here, and 3 players of Heretics there to greet him.
Oof. That's a nice shot from Brams, though. And here we go. The 4v4 begins, and the map control is kind of curious, right? They haven't got much step towards the sites just yet. They haven't really started to begin that work. Now we see that lean back towards B. But again, look at how this is being held. They're not particularly playing super attentive. Yes, Sender's already down, but look at where he died. But that aside, they haven't been playing proactively directly on the side. They've been playing either in the middle a little more, playing from the back lines, which is fine. We'll see how it works out this game. This should be one for Heretics. Let's see how this works out for themselves. Spike is going to be planted now. Alorante's lost his head. Chalabi's got that. Spike now down, post-plant 3v4. Almost said 3, but no, it is all 4 still up, and Brams is still the one my mind goes to. Working back on the flank, that's a big scalp to be claiming from Monster. Huge work.
Big win. Heretics now got to hold the line against the next wave, I guess, to come through. Snakebite goes out, but that wall's still available here. The alarm bot going to give away that information. Actually, yeah, the nano swarm going to finish things off, and again, 3 fall. So damage done by Vitality. Again, a little bit of a throwaway in terms of the economy there. 2 Sheriffs and the Marshal, like I said, coming into that, but already that's going to put the stops on any attempt to build some momentum back into this for Heretics. And really, it becomes very fragile now. They lose this round. It's a hard reset for them. And Loki's got the operator. I think somebody that doesn't often get a lot of praise, he had an insane map 1 performance. He was quiet in the first series of the day.
Yeah.
But that performance on Breeze last map, that's something to write home about. And it's we've not had many chances to say that about Loki.
No, that is true. Quite interesting. Speaking of multitasking, Jonas in chat apparently needs to have a shower. He's been sweating away on the old lineups. That's what he's saying, at least. Not sure if that's the case. But good to know. You know, obviously join the Discord, get all the lineups yourself, all the goodies. At this point, it's a pause. It's a hold for a second. See if they can maybe dwindle some of that utility down, work it away. Catch any over-rotation, any aggression. None's really being presented. You're not getting much for free this time around. Loki being given a second to work as well. Just kind of eyeing up towards middle. Not much more beyond that, though. There. 3 at the back of A waiting as well for this hit to come in. Brams gets first contact, at least towards the Owl drone. 1 comes back in. Alorante up towards the short side of it. It's Brams playing towards site itself, and he's going to be kept safe at least for now. This is actually quite a nice angle to play from. Yeah, Brams is going to dominate this. He's just got a wall to play with, and they keep walking through the perfect green screen background. And he's put on whatever he wants on it. Beautiful work from Brams.
Fantastic. Finds himself a 4K out there, and It's the scenario you want to put a Reyna that's hitting in. Those corners, those angles that go unchecked in the chaos of this execution. The first two, they line up for him. Ammo and Pat fall. Alorante tries desperately to trade that one, and the last all but a formality at that point. Brilliant round from Brams. Like I said, pretty much resets Heretics in the economy. Alorante actually with a hero rifle here. He's got the Blade Storm available. Low-key. His operator not shooting straight this time around, but a 1-for-1 between Pat and Sender at least.
This stack towards B long. They've got the first, like, cool, we've got Sender. That's probably about right. There's still so many players, and now, of course, there's the Rez. Tries to get a bit of a punish on it. Not going to happen. Recovery had. And any of that little bit of maybe potential danger they could have worked with has just been quelled. Just completely demolished. The Spike's now under enemy control. Loki knows where they're going to filter through from. Even saw the cape. Too many targets, though. Gets punished for the greed. And Mill going to get that.
What they can do with this, though. Again, at this point, round victory unlikely. Further damage. That's what we look for. And nothing given away. Vitality will push forward here. So you should be able to get a decent purchase to get her back in. Now I'm more interested to look at actually the ultimate cycle going on. Revive invested, and again in a round like that, I'm fine with it in terms of the purchase that came out with Heretics and the fact that Vitality invested just to maintain obviously maximum economy, right? That one weapon back up.
Right here.
She's down to 1,500, but I mean, the only ultimate not available for Heretics is that res for LoL. So, again, a little ahead of the curve, I'd say, in terms of only being on round 6 here. Lots of tools available for Heretics to make something happen here. Because I need a response now, considering it was, what, 8-1, 9-1 on Breeze, and the first half of that map really ran away from them. It was almost unwinnable for them. Shalabi's just found so much space, and now the pressure builds. They're ready to suffocate this B-site execution, Lauren.
Yeah, Brams is in the back, and he's going to see 2, maybe 3 players there. He knows exactly what's up. Second one shows a little bit more intent, but he's playing in Shalabi as well, but actually loses his life to Lao. So now Shalabi going to post up on this just to catch if they do try and retreat. There's 45 seconds. They certainly
for the
could.
Reds. No way.
Oh, this is gorgeous. Shalabi now knows what's up. If they're trying to maybe do some damage, look at that. Wall goes up. He's having none of it. So, nah. You got to go through the slow. You got to go through the wall. I want to see all of this, actually. Screw it. Let's take the fight. You want to face me right now? I wouldn't be. Shalabi just chips away at them, falls away. And he's done enough damage now to cost them a great deal. If they have to re-clear all of this area, they do get the res, but now 20 seconds. Look at that time being bought. The man just hit pause like Bernard's watch, and already Vac, though, has to now deal with this re-aggress coming towards the site. 12 seconds now. Any utility could deny it. Hell, a Classic could deny it if they really want to go for it. And there, Spike is down. Sender's found Lau now, but Sender trying to work around the ultimate. Alorante on the backside of it. Loki on top. 7 bullets to play with for now. Loki still looking, spams away. Almost had a bit of a connection on it, but sees nothing towards long, looking for these post plants, but they're all in the ultimate for now.
Indeed, Alorante going to get tagged up just a little bit. Sender going to walk into the backside of this ultimate. Pat still holding that. Time ticking away. The snake bites come through now. One more kill. Pat will fall. Actually, Shalabi, I was going to say, potentially can make sure nobody survives on the side of Heretics. Alorante will get away. Heretics put their second on the board. It was scrappy, but we got there in the end. Ultimate's invested. Obviously, the Viper's bit and the revive, but I love this attempt to just suffocate this execution. It's unfortunate. I think Brams oversteps the mark slightly. They read that perfectly after the first kill. Shalabi obviously waits out that revive. He knows that that's the plan. He knows they have to end up on B site to make use of the time.
Good work from Heretics. They could do with a couple of game changes, but Brams is feeling real aggy today. Why not? You get in the run of things, gonna take down Alorante, back away. It's where Reyna thrives, this environment, this map, this site, and these angles. And already that's just gonna instantly cut you down. You've lost out on Jet, you've lost out on your gateway in, and now what do you do falling back from this?
Yeah, taken away. And you got to say, one of the key players in a round like this. Heretics will at least hold the line for the time being. Shalaby spotted out. Now Brams once again in this position, and he goes unchecked. Doesn't manage to get the dismiss away. I think actually just dips in for a little more information, but man advantage for Vitality here. 30 seconds left, and again, Heretics looking to establish some form of comfort before they commit to this spike plant.
I don't know how much is going to be afforded to them, as much as they may want it. No one's presenting the opportunity. You're going to have to try and garner it yourself. Monster going to invest the ult, but Vax lost his life in the meantime. Shalaby still holding back sight. He's got 7 seconds to make his mind up as to what he wants to do with this. Spike is down, so he has to adhere to the new tone of the round and sender. Sitting patiently behind, and now he waits to see what Patek and Lau can do. Tries to get aggressive. Shalaby read it like a book, has absolutely none of what he's trying to sell. And Lau, the 1v3, what you got for me here today? Absolutely nothing. Shalaby's having a good game so far. Nice to see him as well, showing the value he brings on Sage.
Again, just staying a little longer than maybe Heretics were expecting. Gets in that 1 kill, and again, it completely tips the balance in Vitality's favor. 5-2 the scoreline now, and I mean, dare I say, I think that's another economic reset here for Heretics. And we'll call a tactical. We'll see what comes of it.
So, Heretics, I don't know how much depth they have to go to here. I'm looking at the squad. The adjustments are difficult. I mean, looking at the rounds, it's a little sporadic thus far. What have we found? Bounces at the back. Do you remember after parties after events, ICEBOX? Do you remember those?
No, I never got invited
Same.
to those.
Me neither. Mel, the observer, told me about them. I've never been. Do you think they have it for crew only?
Yeah.
Those little bounces at the door are keeping the talent out. I hate calling myself talent. It feels horrible. That's what they meant to call us.
The rabid animals at bay, yes.
Truly. Just swarming hotel lobbies like, you know, locusts. It's great. 5-2. Oh, God, those first after parties are going to be horrific, aren't they? Absolute scenes. Is this a Shiko? It's looking real like it.
It's looking pretty Chico, yeah.
Yeah. It's looking pretty Shiko. I like that. That's quite funny. However, they have recovered a rifle. Normally, if you get a pick, they've actually managed to cost 2 players at this point, and I have no idea how Patek is getting away with this. Whether it be stubbornness from Vitality to just not relent, but they do eventually take him down. That is going to remove at least the rifles away and somewhat keep them safe, but now these steps are being heard. Vac's going to hear all of this.
Well, here, and again, there's nobody else behind it, so Loki able to swing back towards rafters. Back now holding on. Emil, again, wise to the possibility, but Vac's able to slip on by. This could be disastrous for him. He's going to hear this recon go off, yeah? Knows exactly where that player is.
He can completely circumnavigate him.
Yep.
Just look towards that spike plant. You can see Vac calling out all the information. He sees another. This is all just painting the picture. He now knows where they are, where they're not. But the timing, he's completely banking on the fact that Sova doesn't just crest around. This is great stuff. What's he waiting on? There it is. There's the go symbol. Whatever it may be, Vac finds Alorante. Now he knows there's going to be 2 more towards the side, or at least 1 more. Maybe, yeah, he sees both of them now. Where's the support? He doesn't need it. He knows where the last player was, but Emil's done something quite interesting, but the plant, he can't do anything about it. He's just going to have to watch as the defuse comes in. Gets himself an op, sure, but the round it will be again Vitality's. Vac just played that perfectly.
Vac literally just took the reins on that round. Again, the information noted, the fact that he just sits here, and like you said, this whole time, he's relaying all this information. He's like, guys, move up, move closer. I got 2. I'm good for 2 right here. The fact that he comes through and still, even in scrappy fashion, picks up Lowell and Monster there. And again, Amil's the one that Hunter's Fury is kind of the last chance for them to convert that, right? If they can buy enough time on site. Viper's Pit invested. B lane now. The door is closed.
I want to see what Patijek does. He clearly found a gap before that he's looking to maybe exploit again. A bit of a pressure point, maybe. Oh, but Loki's filled that void already. Gonna find Lau for it. Valorante's just accepted fate. And that little avenue maybe they thought they'd found in that previous round has been very quickly denied.
You gotta say it again. Vitality making all the right noises. And building that gap a little further and further. That gonna send out the information ultimate, but doesn't look like any tags came through, so nothing on the back of it.
That's not bad though. This is the first time we actually might see a real solid attempt in a couple of rounds. Vac doesn't care. Vac literally does not give.
Nearly.
He was on it. He was on for it. He's feeling himself, and why not? The last round, he felt just untouchable.
Here.
Now, Sender and Loki, and not much step towards this and being shut in on. Emil's got this timing down pat. Lovely work. And there's Sender found. Recovery for Heretics, but again, I want to see a string of rounds. I don't care about the sporadic ones anymore, if I'm honest, ICEBOX. I want to see at least that ability to string them together now.
Well, yeah, and I want to see them build on those kind of tiny successes we see throughout these rounds that they are turning around. I want to see it as like, find something, create your own gap, and then start to abuse it, because, like I said, these one-offs aren't going to cut it. Look at that timeline. And the worst thing is, when you go like that, you trade back and forth, the economy's not in your favor. You're getting reset 3 times already in this half.
Yeah.
This potentially could be another.
It certainly could be. That's a scary part. But the money's obviously not perfect for Vitality either. Looking at Vac, obviously, that's crystal clear. Brams doesn't have armor. You know, Loki, he's got light, but I'm not so worried about a glass cannon, for example. And it looks like this mid piece again.
Poison's off. Poison orb emitting.
Rams just sending a few warning shots in there. Heretics actually find that pick and they're gonna stroll on through all the way through kitchen here. Sender in position to potentially stop this. Good for the first.
Be nice. Wow.
Nothing else to find though.
Oh no. Oh, Brams. Emil making it hard to work against. And these two, again, if you're Loki, it's like, how many times do you want to keep committing with the op? How many times do you want this potentially to be ripped away from you? First step was pretty much the last. As soon as he got towards that danger close area, Patijek removes him from it. And Shalaby, this position, again, maybe one, but the post plants are good. They're in good enough spots. They don't have to give anything away in a 4v1. I said I wanted to string around. This could be the start of something. Up the over we go. Lol says no. So no worries there. 4 now on the board. And as said, string around, string together, try and build the money up. 3 alive, so the rifles will be able to be repurchased, hopefully all filtered through. I do want to see what Vitality's money's going to look like at this point, because they're already kind of a little in the rough there. Vac was only on the Bulldog.
Yeah, you're right. It's again a big one to close off, and looking at Vitality again with the nature of how these rounds have gone. Even here, 2-round advantage, but financially not looking too comfortable. Revive available, Bladestorm available. So, again, something to get going. Again, whether or not we see them make a desperation push to get that first blood, even if they trade, get somebody back on their feet. Loki got the Bladestorm. You can throw that into a save round like this. There's still an opportunity, should they choose.
Someone shot him.
Excuse me?
Little dude.
Oh, you've never seen
shot
that
him.
one?
Oh, because normally people shoot him. And he's not
No,
there.
not usually that one.
Yeah?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he's usually the one that's always still there.
Ah. Most of my toxic teammates that always shoot him.
As one.
You're so cute.
It's me. I'm the toxic teammate.
It is I. It is I, the War Owl. At this point, though, Sheriff's out. Do have the ult from Loki, but rhythm's been found for Heretics. They found a little bit of room to work with. A little bit of something. I was questioning those mid pieces before, but they seem to have made it work in the gun rounds, but I doubt you really want to be leaning towards that in these buys, especially against who knows what's lingering around these close quarter angles. So, Shelby being one of those players, you can see them maybe exploring other options, potentially a B here. Let's have a look to see what they go for.
They creep closer and closer. Actually, Loki gonna get more than he bargained for there on that peak, but able to slip away. Sender now going to be noted on the back of the Owl drone. We'll see now if Heretics opt. They do indeed. They're going to drift straight towards A. Trying to isolate Brams. But again, this window of opportunity is rapidly closing with this rotation coming through. Brams again puts himself in that one and done, Lauren. He didn't see the head. He didn't see the head of Monster.
Oh, but Monster's certainly seen him. Alorente enjoying takedown Brams, and yeah, Loki still finds Palatech, and there's still a bit of hold on, there's a whole lot of danger here. Vak's still alive, and so is Loki, and they're on the site. Monster surrounded.
Not like this.
Oh, this is unbearable to watch. He knows where he is, Loki. That's just cruelty at its finest.
Last round before
Okay.
the switch.
Oh, you know what? Potentially with a save round like that, Lauren, and the Res and the Bladestorm, they might be able to get something out of this. Wouldn't that be crazy?
You will not kill my ally.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spike down.
Wouldn't that just be
Enemy
crazy?
remaining.
That's, I mean, talk about tilters from map 1. And actually, that's the most inanimate Loki's facial expression has been all day after a 4K like that. But again, a pivotal round. We could be looking at a completely different second half here. With that 1 round difference now, potentially. 7-5 scoreline here. At least Vitality post their 7th. And they make it 8.
Loki's going for the double dip. That's dangerous. He does spot out another. It'd be a 1-for-1 trade out. I'm sure if I love that almost over aggression, but
You
hey,
should run.
maybe there's a plan. Maybe there's a method to the madness. For now, they have to evacuate the site, and that's about all there is to it.
The problem being, I mean, potentially one of those revives available, but it's very difficult. It would require Heretics leaning completely off the site in this post plan, and I doubt that's going to happen.
Spike planted.
Alorente, I'm surprised he stuck around for that. Vak's going to punish him all day long. Pinged out, seen, no problem. That's one on site. Checks down. Don't know if he got the quite bit of vision on the second towards Monster. I think he does. Sender knows where he's at. Already going to lean towards it. The 2v2 now. It's now Palatech's in danger. Oh, it's just a paper box at that point. Spammed through, no problem. 8 going to be on the board for Vitality. This is easy stuff for them now.
And bear in mind, we were looking at, I mean, it was 4-6 Vitality on an eco, and you're like, oh, yeah, maybe they're in 6-6, right? 2 completely different positions to be in. Again, the pistol, the round 2, Vitality are on double digits potentially here. The pistol and the round 2 for Heretics, they still have another 2 rounds to claw back. That eco round has completely changed the dynamic of this map now.
Certainly has. I think I'll start running the classic ICEBOX.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I love a frenzy.
I doubt. Yeah, I was gonna
You
say.
know I love a frenzy,
I
but...
doubt this will last longer than 3 hours.
And the double walk down middle, I like that. Very quick from Heretics here. It will be Brams their first test. Not ready for that angle from Alorante, taking the wider swing on it. Now they fall away, so good early control. You can fall back and maybe look towards B, maybe reinforce that side of the map.
One more to find on site, and it's Monster. He will respond. Alorante for the third. And there you go. Another third there. So a convincing pistol round win, but again, I mean, until at least we get the round 2 conversion here, the pressure's still on Heretics, right? It's especially considering the rounds of Vitality you're able to flip, not only in the first half here, but in the previous map, back in their favor. Purchase aside. They force back in.
They're
So
buying.
it's, yeah, I mean, the only difference here is the light armor. Look at the weapons. 2 Bulldogs, 3 Spectres.
Pretty comparable, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not bad. Okay.
I mean, I'd take those odds.
Yeah, absolutely, why not?
Orb emitting.
Taking a fair crack of damage to begin with, though. Patatek gonna soften them up as best he can. Call for support, call for rotation. It's all on his shoulders for now. The rotation's coming in, but it's a way off yet. And they're not really holding back at this point. They're gonna have to respect the Viper wall going up. Plant gonna come in, Chalabi gonna be in control of that, and now we're into a post plant. Oh, that's a gift you're never gonna turn down. Patatek gonna get that one towards Brams. I want to see if Loki gets the timing right. Bit risky if he was going to commit to that long way around, but temptation certainly knocking. Oh, he has no idea.
Here's
Loki.
Zetsi. Good for the first. They're still not turning around. Nobody's turning
Someone
around. Look
pay
at
in
him.
mind. How is he getting away with not being noted? I have literally no idea how he got away with that. Now Sender. Yeah,
The
you're
timing's
done
wrong on
for.
the utility, I think.
Oh, can he deny? No. Whew. Oh, I thought he got the diffuser for a second. Then I was like, hold on, this could change if he was able to dip around, but no.
I mean, just quick. Again, I love this. I love this force, and there's a number of reasons, right? You got to assume that there aren't going to be too many rifles floating around in the Heretics camp, right? So why not run at B? Let's put the Sage wall down. That's going to be very difficult to break with the Spectres once it reinforces, right? So I love this approach. One criticism. Sender, I think, invests way ahead of when it needs to happen in terms of those snake bites.
Yeah.
It doesn't allow it to play out on site, unfortunately. And again, unless there's something that happens there that kind of forced his hand, I feel like that was very, very winnable for Vitality.
Ahead.
It was a bit of an opportunity. This will set them back now money-wise, unless they get like a mad one. You know, we'll see. But Heretics right place at potentially the right time. Monster gonna deny one side of the approach, and Patatek gets to live at this point. Yeah, nice isolation from Monster, able to find 2 here. Brams and Shelby both now dealt with. Patatek can still control this. He can still feed that information. Don't worry, guys. I've got the side cross. No one's up just yet. You're all good to go. Just stay as you are. No opportunities really presenting much for Vitality here. Now some might be on the way. Let's see if they can get any damage on it. You can see Emil has to respect it. Finally, they're able to get that information as to where these players reside, and they did a good bit of chunk damage, chip damage, say, to Emil, but then caught him on the cross back. And Patatek, a little lower than ideal, but it's the next step for Vitality. This could be the hardest. Actually pressuring them into maybe a player disadvantage, or at least an even trade would be impressive. Patatek, careful now. 10 HP, bud. You're playing this real close to that wire.
Yeah, the pressure building. Lowell will respond. Vac falls on site.
Last player standing.
Just comes down to Sender now. Sheriff in hand. The Decay going to take away a lot of his HP, and Patatek will clean it up. Heretics, 1 round away. Tying things up on map 2. And a comfortable win. 4 survive. Those are the sorts of things that you want to see when you're building back in a comeback like this. See, but Vitality now back on their full purchase, and decent ultimate progress. Sender not far off the Viper's bit. Loki one off the Blade Storm, which, you know, even if he falls in this round, we'll have something to ride through on the next. Ability to save at least. Atitech pressured off that early angle. Valorant actually catches the recon ping there. Perfectly timed there on the peak. Sender will fall. No res available. Vitality will continue as 4.
It's been such a brilliant piece to look at, that walk down middle. Brams, this is a dangerous game you're playing here. You can only play it for so long. But I've loved that walk down mid. They have to be constantly aware of it now if you're on the attacking side, that at some point, you never know, Valorant might come walking down middle with Lau. You just have to keep that in the back of your mind. And it's worked twice now to a really good extent.
Bomb grenade out.
Monster now feeling the pressure over on A site. Pop out those nano swarms nice and early. Again, Heretics able to sit back here. Lockdown available as well, so again, another contingency in terms of this A site defense. What have done here? Because it looks like Vitality want to end on A. Now that the numbers are drifting this way for Heretics, this could be disastrous to say the least. Oh!
That's not bad. That's a big bit of damage for Vac. He's going to be happy with that. But does he note Monster's position? Too late to even consider it at this point. Amil's punished Vac, and yeah, the spike's planted, but what are they going to be able to do about this? They're going to be forced away from a defensive position, able to keep eyes on it. That's a little ahead of expected for Monster. Just crests the corner. No one forced away just yet, and now the retake. You can see Loki getting way closer to this. Is there really a counter wall in place? That could be huge at this point. They're going to come off the spike here, spams away. He's still defusing. He gets taken off it eventually. Palitek now in the 1v2. He's going to find one of them, but Shalaby is just playing the time. Trying to go up and over. Palitek expects it. What more can you do about it?
I can't die here.
Palitek's holding it down. He's holding it down. Loki!
And he still gets turned on. He still gets turned on. Loki falls. Patitek coming up huge for Heretics there.
Let's watch it back, please. Let's watch this back. I mean, okay, I don't even mind this. That was good work from Patitek being proactive. This, though, the spam, okay, timing. Here's the shot, goes back on, here's the defuse. Loki had to get involved in that, give himself a chance on it, but... Ooh. 8-8, we got a game on our hands. This is 4 on the trot. You know, I asked for consecutive rounds. And this is what I'm getting from Heretics. It's exactly what they needed, and they finally found an answer for it. Lal's going to get aggressive and get punished. Loki quickly deals with him. That's going to be maybe a difference maker. We haven't had these entries being found too often for Vitality. But again, this round, they are still just working with sheriffs and odds and ends. It's still not the perfect purchase.
It's not. And we'll freeze for a moment here. And again, Heretics, I guess, considering the possibility of trying to retrieve that weapon. Vac set up with the owl drone. They're going to try and clean these angles out, but Sender going to find a second here. This is all but falling apart in the early round here. Loki misses the right click, but the pressure building. Alorante no dash. He can't get out of there, Lauren. 2 left standing here. Monster with the Odin to try and counter out this wall. Plant comes through anyway. What an entry. What an entry from Vitality.
Truly difference maker, but Patitek last time, you know, he gave them the magic they needed. I just don't know if it could happen again. Repetition would be impressive at this point, just the sheer amount of players. Shalaby doing some damage on the way out there, gonna at least find one. Monster trying to keep the gun to hand. It ain't pretty, but it is working. And the round will be Vitality's. I don't think any other way you cut it.
Destroyed.
Off the back of a belting start.
I mean, you could argue as well, on the back of nothing, essentially, right? A Sheriff and the Blade Storm, which we know Loki is going to pop into a round like this. Throw it in the mix. It's a round like that that will stop the momentum, and it's, oh well, I guess at least before it gets out of hand, right? 4 rounds unanswered is one thing. But Vitality strike back with a thrifty round win.
One enemy remaining.
Got 3.
Oh, it's
look at him.
broken so quickly, the money.
Yeah.
I thought they'd have a little more in the bank. I thought they'd have a little bit more buffer. It's not a terrible purchase. Keep in mind they're going to able to kind of
Whoa.
spread the wealth because of, you know, Bladestorm being around, bits and pieces, but Patatech, I guess the ult invested with the Judge actually works quite nicely, so good adaptation on that. I like the concept to it, but definitely going to change the look now. I wonder what Vitality does in response.
I mean, the interesting thing to consider here is also the ultimate position of Vitality. Revive, Viper's Pit, Hunter's Fury, Empress. All available here. When you look over and yes, the Judge inside the ultimate, a Spectre, and the Bladestorm. It's only really 2 rifles on the side of Heretics. But that's everything they got. They lose this round. You got to argue there's not an awful lot left.
Okay, Vitality, quick and dirty through middle, but Lal's gritty with a smile. And it's a good question.
No.
Shalaby and Loki going to be punished for that. Trying to swing in maybe a little early, see if they can get the pick, but if anything, it's just cost their downfall. But somehow it's a 3v3. Bram's bailing them out.
That info peak is huge as well. Brams with a dismiss comes through and spots 2 more enemies. Sender actually going to get that. Oh no, Lowell's going to get spammed to the wall. He's down to 1 HP.
Oh, that is not pretty. Look at the HP on Brams and Lau, both of them feeling rough around the edges. That Spawn, that Sender. Back and Sender have to be kind of integral in this one. Brams can't be an instigator anymore. Same
Sender
for Valorant and
can't
Patatech. He's good. Timing's such a factor here. Okay. Utility in. That's all he's got to work with now. Valorant, Patatech, and Lau. I'll have to respect this to an extent. Nothing stopped them just yet. Finally denied. Here comes the first bit of contact as Brams find Patatech. There's the follow-up. Brams is still doing everything. 7 HP, work with utility, put down by the others. Lau's on the way out of the door. Don't let it hit you on the back, and it does. Oh.
That's massive. I really want to take a look at the money here, because this is to come back with the Thrifty round win, and then to win out there, where we know the Bladestorm's invested to try and protect the economy. And elsewhere, like you said, yeah, we can buy a Judge. We've got the Viper's Pit. We've got a couple of backup plans, right? It's no bueno. Really nothing to get online here. Monster 1 away from the lockdown. 2 off the Hunter's Fury, but again, not really anything you can use to swing an eco like this.
I mean, they did have some of those nice walks down middle, you know. Those were doing quite nicely. I think it was like Valorant and Lau were doing it every now and then. But it's no easy option, is there? It's looking like 11's on the board. I can't really imagine a way that it doesn't end up there, but we've seen crazier things. Just don't know if we're going to see it in this series. Let's see what the buy comes out looking like. Okay, so we've got 1 rifle on Valorant, full armor. It's a big old investment. Okay, it's not an easy round. It's as good as they're going to get. Is the purchase that we're seeing here. Rams on the other side to Monster. Oh, the timing. Has to fall away. Should give up the angle. Double dipping twice is pretty bold as it is, but it plays in Patatech if anything. So maybe that Sheriff does find some place next to the Marshal.
Well, the thing is, he's throwing the snakebite in there, so they've noted 2 members here. Alaranti actually slips through undetected all the way behind Belt, and we'll find that kill. Monster now finds a second, and this is not what you want to see if you're a Vitality fan.
I love seeing it
punished right now. Oh yeah, live for it.
Like this sort of round is so much. Oh no! Oh no! Brams is just backhanded to Lau. Thank you for finally dealing with the threat, but now there's problems galore. Problems aplenty. And look at the space that Loki's just garnered. They responded so quickly to that danger on B, and I don't blame you, but then look towards A. Already Loki's taken all the space that you need. He can get into such an aggressive position to catch this and make problems. Loki knows it as well. Look at him lingering closer. He has to be proactive. A 2v4 is never easy, even against these buys. And the first contact comes in now. Spots it, needs it clean, doesn't get it. Valorant outdoes him. And now the 1v4. Send up. Let's see what you got, bud. As a quick glance, see if anyone's close towards short. Beautiful movement will give him at least the tootsies showing. Oh no, no, that's two!
No way, no
That's
way.
two of
This
them.
is so winnable right now.
Ooh.
Monster has the lockdown, but Sender still has
He's
two
got his
snake
util.
bites.
He's got his util to play with. He's a little paranoid that someone else could be on this side. He doesn't need to be. Lockdown
Already
comes
a
in.
lot of time has passed as well.
Yeah, and I think he's just realised that, gone, I'm going to pop one down now. Need to respect the Killjoy ult. Can at least ooh, okay, we're good, we're good. And he goes back through. Already Monster on the hunt, going to be up close, but there you go. Emil's on the defuse. He can't deny it anymore. A great attempt from Sender, but a round nonetheless for Heretics.
By the skin of their teeth, I gotta say it.
They are lucky boys.
Again here, Sender. I mean, I'm almost like, you found the first two. Go a little deeper. Let's see what else you got from that angle. But I understand they're coming back there and trying to play a little more comfortable. And yeah, I mean, ultimately, it forces another ultimate out of Heretics' hands, right?
Certainly
Vitality.
does.
They buy back into this with 6,200 credits across the board left for them here. So still something to muster together. Empress popped. Expect Brams. Try and force the issue here on A side. That's not good. Nope.
No.
Okay.
Damage.
Two tags. Yeah, well, 3 tags actually. Loki,
Yep.
Vac, and Brams all taking damage there.
Yeah, not bad. Valorant. It's getting pretty dangerous over on this side, getting pretty heated. Neither making full contact yet. Back and Bram's gonna have to just suffer through with the current affairs they've been given. Let's see if maybe there's that middle presence coming out eventually from the Viper, maybe slowly working towards this, but no hit just yet. They're still pausing. They're letting a little bit of a lead come through for Brams. Leering up, lingering closer, but no commitment yet. There's still 40 seconds, and no one's overcommitted. Maybe leaving Sender to see how much room he can get. Worked up middle for now. Seems aware of the potential utility. Yeah, sees one piece of it.
30 seconds left.
I love this. He's going to build up the Toxic to try and slip past the alarm bot.
There it
Absolutely
is.
love this.
Gonna make his way through. Now, Monster's
He's going
seen
to have
enough.
no idea at all.
Correct. Now, Monster's seen them, but they did not see this. Sender just outbrained him completely. But there's still a problem on the side. That was Paddy Tech, but only a 1-for-2 trade out in the end. 10 seconds, 9 now. This is going to get so close. The wall goes up. Brams is still being the guard on the side. Alorante right there, though, comes back in, spots them crossing towards yellow, or at least sees one. And now the 3v2. Loud joins him by the side, but still, this position from Sender has been unbearable to deal with, and the way he got to it was just nastiness. And what a way to close it down.
What a round from Sender. Again, just left in that position to lurk his way through all the time in the world to dig out these key pieces of utility, and the alarm bot slipped through. Like I said, Monster had absolutely no idea, even on the back of a couple of sound cues that he was in through it, but his attention's elsewhere, right? They're literally keeping him busy by just jiggle peeking bottom mid, right?
Yep.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff.
Look what it's done to the money. Heretics, it was on a knife's edge for the last couple of rounds. You saw the back and forth between them, but it feels as though that rot's starting to build up. Alorante looking to be the instigator, to be maybe a bit of a game changer in this. Works his way forward. They're sitting deep this time. Holding space, holding time, but has to fall away eventually.
A tricky round. Vitality on map and series point, potentially. They can close this out, and it's the opening you want to see. Loki will find Amil. Creates a little bit of a gap, but a second player noted. Alorante just crossing over the wrong moment now. Got to go huge with the Blaze Storm here.
And they're not looking clean so far, and Sender's just caught off Lau. Oh, they're completely nutmegged on this. The wrap through middle, the pressure coming in at the same time. They were dependent on Alorante finding one on that, but he had to fold under the pressure. There's no more to be done, and the walls go up. The site's theirs, and there's the mid-lurk from Brams as well. The perfect timing on all of this. Vitality looking locked and loaded here. Heretics, it's a better than map 1, but it's still looking like this is a Vitality win.
For sure. And again, I said in the previous map, night and day. Yes, the scoreline very different here, both from map 1 in this series and the series earlier versus NIP, but Vitality, man, striking back. They're looking like a very different team, honestly, and this is great to see the versatility in a roster like this that we've said they've seen their fair share of shortcomings.
They certainly have. Both of these rosters having their issues leading up to this, changes galore, but as it stands, we're looking at this A piece coming through. Pastek up top. Tempted. Try and find all that information. They're creeping so close to this. Emil has no idea. Brams, oh, look at it. They just walked on in. They just knocked down the door, belted it through, and Vitality have the site to themselves. What are you meant to do against this now?
Spike planted.
Not an awful lot. The door sealed shut. Heretics mountains to climb on the way back in here. A Bulldog in the hands of Monster. Make it even more difficult. The Viper's Pit for good measure. Gone. And there you go. Vac finds another kill. Clock ticking away here. Heretics have to do something. It comes down to 1, Lauren.
Alorante, a valiant effort, but it will be Vitality making it to 13 here. And you can see what it means to the boys. They are pumped up for this. And they walked through that after, I'd say, map 1 looking... I don't know. That looked like they meant business. Map 2 was closer, sure, but this entire series was night and day from series 1 that we saw them in. They've truly elevated how they look here. This has been fantastic to watch.